you all for being here. And I know that sometimes this seems like an exercise in futility because there's other things you'd like to be doing. But our job is to protect the taxpayers. And being a small business person, I've actually navigated trying to borrow money. Mr. Crane, you were talking about the money that you were able to borrow through this 1705. And you said this is a loan that's made. What's the interest rate in the loan?
I don't know what the interest rate is, but it's very low by standards. I mean, it's set by the Federal Government. So I think.
Well, I mean, sure, but wait a minute. You have an idea.
Well, I think it's like the Fed fund rate plus 50 basis points or something. It's a very low.
Well, I mean, for the average American, what would that mean? If he went to the bank and borrowed this money, what interest rate would he be paying?
What would the average American be
paying? Well, no, in average terms, that the average American would understand, because I understand you guys make really good investments. I understand that you're entitled to a great return on your investment, but you know what? Not at the expense of the taxpayers. The truth of the matter is these are loans at probably almost 0%, right?
Well, I think they're very low interest rates, but the government sets that loan.
No, I know, I understand that, but that's why you go after it.
Well, we went after it, and also just because the size of the loan.
Well, I understand all that. I understand, but you understand. Now, listen. Let me tell you, because I watch everybody rolling their eyes about, and Mrs. DeRiggi's testifying about. Oh, here we go again. Poor taxpayers. Truth of the matter is, you can't borrow this money in the open market for the money for the price that the government's charging you. That's a fact of the matter. Okay, let's just go beyond it. Let me ask you something, because I watch you all sitting there. Okay, I've also had to go out and borrow money. When you borrow money, there's something basically out there. It's called the 5 C's. It's character, capacity, capital, collateral, and conditions. Mm-hmm. You guys got pretty good character. You guys got pretty good capacity of capital, collateral. You got everything. You got Goldman Sachs. You even got Warren Buffett owning 49% of one of the companies. Mm-hmm. So you have pretty good guys that you want to lend the money to. The government wants to lend the money to. The only thing is, there's no return for the American taxpayer. It's an absolutely ridiculous thing. It's free money. It's actually free money that goes out to these companies. Now, I don't blame you for going after it. Don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me. Anybody in business would love to have that opportunity. So when you see that out there, it's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can borrow this money at this rate. I could do it myself, but I can get it for almost nothing. That's what I'm going after. I'm going after that brass ring or that gold ring. You didn't even need to capitalize it through this program. You could have capitalized it yourself. The truth of the matter is, it's just that the money was so cheap, you had to go after it. That's not a condemnation. That's a smart business move. Not a good business move for the American taxpayer, but a good business move for those of us in business who could borrow money at a very low rate. Now, I'm trying to imagine this feeding frenzy when this money was put out there. Who came after this money? And the numbers of people that came after this money, I think it's what, it's $15 billion that was put out there? I think that's what the number is. So my question then comes down to, what did the American taxpayer invest in? We have a slide that shows credit ratings. Can we put the slide up? Does anybody have access to that? This is incredible because, you know, when you're in school, an A is a really good score, a B is a pretty good score. I mean, I lived on Bs. Cs, my parents weren't too happy, but Bs were good. But the truth of the matter is, a B is a high risk. It's a junk grade. Now, American taxpayers may be told, well, you know, we risked some of your money, but we risked it because, you know what, we had to take that gamble. So when I look at this, I look at the credit ratings, and so we're telling people, we made good investments for you, and there's a good ROI on this. But the truth of the matter is, most of the money went to junk grade opportunities, right? Now, that brings me down to, so how do you navigate that territory? How do you be the guys that win the money? So there has to be a process. And I think there was, I was looking at some GAO numbers. There's 460 applications to the program. I think 25 got the money. About 7% of the people that applied got the money. My question is, what did those people do to get that money? Ms. Bronke, who is Paul Thompson?
Paul Thompson is working in our business development department.
And so who does he work for?
Who is he working for?
Yes.
In the company?
Yes. He's a lobbyist for your firm, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't characterize.
Okay, well, he is a lobbyist for your firm. Let me ask you this. Who, before Thompson worked for you, who did he work for?
Who did he work before he worked for us?
Yes.
I don't know if...
well, it was Harry Reid.
I don't know.
Can we play an ad? I want you to see something. This may refresh your memory. Can we have there's a little thing I want to show that we can maybe put up. This will help you remember this.
You know, as you drive along I-80 and you see the steam coming up from the ground, it may not look like much, but it's geothermal energy. Geothermal could mean over 16,000 construction jobs in Nevada. Harry Reid saw the potential for geothermal before just about anybody else.
Yeah, Harry Reid got over $144 million
it's Nevada
for 25.
jobs, it's Nevada energy. Senator Reid is making that happen.
Okay. So Harry Reid
I'm Harry Reid, and I approve this message.
Yes, I'm sure he does. You go through this, and here's my point. Here's my point. There's a way to navigate these waters. When only 7% of the applicants actually get the prize, you got to wonder, as an average American sitting in my home, sitting in my business, how did these guys get there and all the rest didn't? And we find out that almost every single one of these is tied in some way to the administration. So there's a way to navigate the waters. There's a way to be successful. And the idea is you better be tied into somebody who's influential. Now, Mr. Thompson right now is busy. And I know that Harry Reid visits ORMAT facilities. I visit a lot of facilities throughout western Pennsylvania, too, because I want to know what's going on. But I got to tell you, the American people are starting to wonder, billions and billions and billions of dollars invested by a government that picks winners and losers, and a lot of it based on highly suspect ways of how do you get there. So I wish I had more time. This is an interesting subject, and I know that people don't want to hear about this, but at the end of the day, people want to know where their money went and how did it get there. This is a difficult map to navigate, and you know that, and I know that. But free money is free money. This feeding frenzy had to be phenomenal, and when you guys got that information, it'd be, wow, man, let's get our share. It's just amazing to me who got their share and how they got their share. And it's the old story. If you're not at the table, you're probably on the menu. And I'll tell you what, somebody got to the table in a hurry and got a bigger share of the pie than other people. And who funded it all? Hardworking American taxpayers, and they deserve to know how that worked out and how that happened.
I think